We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollers.locals.com. Hey, happy Monday to you. Happy July 1st to you. I'm Stuttering Craig. My, oh my. Did the weekend come and give us a plethora of wonderful things to talk about? Great to see you. Are you having a good day? I hope you are. Sure as hell you are. Absolutely. Let's go. Hi, Blabs.
Hello, I'm back. I had friends in Guam in my villa, but I'm returned, so hello.
Wow, did you hear that? Blabs lives in a villa.
I do, my villa in Guam. Anyway,
Wow.
yeah.
Pinky's up for Blabs over here. Pinky's in my villa.
My villa. Yeah, I hosted Extra Good and Wicked. But hello, I hope you guys missed me on Friday.
You were gone? No, I'm just kidding. No, it was listen, it's always a struggle when you're not here. I got on the struggle bus. I tried to make my way through, and at the same time, it was like the car is like shaking the entire time. And Extra Zero was trying to keep my steering wheel going, but it was tough. But Extra Zero did a great job. Thank you for hanging out with me for a few hours and helping prep the show and all that stuff. Extra Zero, you did a great job. But Blabs, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Joining us today on Monday. It is Monday, which means Yellow Flash is joining us. Hello, Flash.
Oh,
he's hyped up today. He's hyped up today. Let's go. He's got his coffee. What are we drinking today?
Oh, it's a white chocolate macadamia nut cold brew.
Wow, that sounds
fucking
He
delicious.
Have his pinky up.
Damn right I do.
Sounds about
I
600.
drink peasant coffee.
Neither do I, actually.
Are you drinking coffee or a milkshake to start
See,
the day?
now I know everyone's gonna trash me in the chat and roast me. I'm drinking a
Well, your
girly
coffee's
coffee,
not even
and I don't
roasted.
care because they taste so good. So you can say what you want.
That's right. Go fuck off, everybody. Come on. That's right. Hey,
I don't care if it's gay.
That's right.
It's not gay sexually. It's gay because I'm happy.
You're the gayest guy I know, Flash. You're so gay.
Why shouldn't I be happy?
We
Right.
should do a coffee segment every Monday, and we'll be like, "What's Yellow Flash drinking today?" And like some little intro and everything.
I'll drink this until they take it away, and then I'll switch to the other one with some kind
What
of
do you
nut
mean
in
they'll
it.
take it away?
Yeah. They're gonna
Well, it's
take
a
your
seasonal drink.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, I'm like, is somebody gonna come into your house and be like, no, just take it away from you?
Hey,
Or he's on location live. We just don't know about it. He's actually in Starbucks right now.
I would imagine that'd be spectacular if Flash is. I mean, that would be spectacular. Flash is in a Starbucks talking about all the things we're talking about and doing this show. That'd be. Can you imagine the weird looks he'd get from all the blue hairs? That'd be great. That'd be outstanding.
I went to a Starbucks for the first time in like years the other day. And there was the two nice people serving, but like they were dudes dressed as women with green and blue hair and lots of facial hair. And I'm like,
Aaron
as
W.
long as they were polite, right? That's all that matters. They're very polite and friendly. So I didn't really care. I was like, it's a bit weird, but that's fine.
Agent W wants to know if my coffee came with a pride flag. That's funny.
That's awesome.
That's comment of the day so far.
Good stuff.
I like that one.
Love to see that. Well, hey, welcome on out, everybody. Glad you're here. We had a great weekend. We're ready to get back at it, all fresh and riled up. Had a fun. You know, I always do my best. Now, I can't say that I'm the best at it, but I do my best to just totally disconnect over the weekend. Now, what disconnect means, instead of like constantly being connected to the internet Monday through Friday, it means like just partially connected to the internet Monday through Friday, on Saturday and Sunday. And I'll tell you what we saw on Sunday was insane. It gave me a great opportunity to post a video on Twitter that it's one of my favorite videos ever. It's from a fanfic or fan film of RoboCop where he is shooting people's dicks off. Have you ever seen that before, Flash?
There's a meme of that. I was responding to some.
Oh no worries. It was there's a fan film that they remade RoboCop, and the people who were responsible for the scene where the girl is going to be essayed, right?
Oh yeah.
And he shoots him in the wiener, right?
Great scene.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal scene. In the fan film, what they do is like 75 other guys come around and they all have their wieners flopping out, and RoboCop is shooting everybody. Dick.
The hero we need.
It's so graphic. And so, anyway, it's on my X account, and it was a great, high quality use of that this weekend, as it was much warranted. With that said, we are live. We're live everywhere. We're on YouTube, which is great. Apparently, by the way, Flash, word is out that you can't say the word effing, the full word, on your YouTube video at all anymore. Otherwise, the entire video will be demonetized. Did you know that?
That's new.
Yeah,
I saw Dankula post that. I mean,
yeah,
they never, like, we were allowed to say it again. Finally, a couple months ago, they did it, and
let's fucking find out. Let's find out. Let's
fucking do it.
Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. And if it is a pretty standard thing on our show that we do get the yellow dollar sign, but let's fucking find out if that's true or not.
Every Flashcast gets demonetized.
Yeah, it's a standard thing. It's a standard thing for the show. Literally 5 out of 5 every week. Which is why we also use Rumble over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Do us a favor, hit the follow button over there as we continue to grow a little bit more every single day, closing in on 8,000 followers over there, which is great. We also have an X account. You can watch the show every single day, Monday through Friday. We're live over there. You found out that Flash was going to be on the show. You just follow us over there. You get memes and stuff, which is great. We also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do, so follow some memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, you're a fucking idiot.
Whoa!
I want to see if I could say the word, and I said it.
You sure can, Blabs. There you go.
What about cunt?
See you next Tuesday.
Man, I don't know. These are wonderful questions, which I think all these words will probably get us demonetized today.
Just post a video of you just going fucking, and then that's it, and see if it gets monetized.
Well, you can't do it.
Is it still monetized right now on the back end?
Let me do a quick check. As of this second, yes, but usually what happens after the show, they're like, "Oh,
I've been demonetized during the show before a couple of times."
Okay.
But when I'm streaming, it's like 4 hours though, so
yeah,
maybe that's why.
Yeah, we just do a sweet 90 minutes to 2 hours in and out, But I'll tell you, I have had some thoughts about that. Some other thoughts of things to do with the show, but I didn't even talk to Blabs about that. We'll get to that later. But we are live over at Kick, and of course you can listen to the show over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, which is great. As we continue to go over there. Hey, we have Locals, and this Wednesday I'm going to watch a movie on Locals. And so I'm going to play a game over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel, which once again is a totally separate channel. But this Wednesday, I'm going to do a movie watching party. So make sure you guys go over there. It's only going to be on Locals. Make sure you guys find us over there. What movie? I think it's going to be UHF. I think so. It's like one of my favorite movies ever, but I can't confirm that yet. But I know I am going to watch a movie on Wednesday with you guys. So if you guys want to hang out and watch some movies with me on Wednesday, it'll be a great time. I haven't done that since Lord of the Rings. So eventually Blabs will get around to watching Bring It On, which will be good. So once again, it is free to join over on Locals. If you want to support over there, greatly appreciated. But if not, totally cool. Everyone will be able to watch. Everyone can watch right now over here on YouTube and join the 86,200 normal men who love common sense in the video game space. And I'll tell you what is January 1st. Blabs has upped the goal.
January 1st?
I'm sorry. It is July 1st. Blabs has upped the goal to 1,000 likes, which means everybody has to hop in the thumbs up train and hit that. We can help grow.
Come on, let's get it up.
Let's go. Speaking of getting it up.
Clip that, Flash.
Absolutely. Probably. Why would we not? As he's drinking his coffee with his pride flag.
With his pinky up.
Right.
That's right. As long as he's not in a kiddie pool saying, let's get it up. Anyways, let's also hit our 25 membership goal. Let's see if we can do that today. That'd be spectacular. Now, it is July 1st, and we will have some new merchandise coming, but I do think it is important for us to finish up strong. As we said this before, we are going to be selling our Pride merchandise up until July 4th, maybe longer. Go get your American Pride shirt just a few days away from July 4th of fucking America. Let's go. Love to see that. So go pick that up. You can also pick up my daughter's shirt, which is great over there. The Let Us Skateboard t-shirt. We'll have a new design coming very, very soon for you guys for July, as we do intend on having new merch every single month this month. With that said, Blabs. Oh, thank you for the reminder. No show on Thursday because it is July 4th. Now, I do think that we'll have something. I think I'm going to task Blabs with the idea of creating some sort of like best of show through using clips. So we'll.
I have a best moment, but I was saving that for the end of the year.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll do like a best first half moments or something like that.
Best first 6 months.
Yeah, it'll be good. All right. With that said, Blabs, fill us in about today in video gaming.
Here's the thing. Somebody came up to me. I can't remember who, but they were all like, "Craig spoiled Monday for me." Is that true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I bet you did. Anyway. Listen, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's, especially because of the right one. So, it's July 1st. We have Streets of Rage 3 releasing back in 1994. We have Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Curse of the Sword, releasing back in 2001. And I'm betting this is Craig's and Flash's personal favorite, Summer Heat Beach Volleyball, releasing back in 2003. Yay.
Oh, man.
I do have a game on there I actually like. Streets of Rage 3.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Nowhere near as good as Streets of Rage 2, but
they were pumping them out there. Yeah. That's it's one of those things where when it comes to like when you look at the life cycle of that time frame of the Genesis, the NES, like the NES had a 9-year life cycle. Genesis had like a 6, 7, 8-year life cycle. Super Nintendo, 6, 7, 8. I think it was 6, something like that. And I think this just happens as you get older, right? The life cycles of these consoles seem considerably shorter because we're living life, and as a kid, that's pretty much all you have to do is consume yourself with video games and all this stuff. So and time goes a lot slower when you're a kid, I think, right? So the idea of Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3 all being released on the Genesis, they were pumping those bad boys out to fit into a 6 or 7 year life cycle of those consoles. It's amazing the quick turnaround on those games. So naturally, one is probably going to suffer when it comes to like Streets of Rage 3. But you know what didn't suffer, Blabs? Blabs, do you know what didn't suffer?
No.
Beach volleyball, Summer Heat. 21 years ago in 2023.
What is that game look like?
I thought you would have played that game, to be honest.
No, why? What do you think about that? I was like looking for beach volley. Ooh, beach.
Wasn't there that freaking jiggle?
What was it called? Summer
game?
what? Summer Fest?
Yeah,
beach volleyball, Summer Heat. Okay, I just want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, let's find some gameplay of this.
Yeah, I'm sure for research purposes, right, fellas?
Well, I'm sure that it's really, really.
I'm sure it has nothing on Dead or Alive. Let's be serious.
1000%. Here we go. Okay, I got. Yeah, this actually looks like some sort of like really like kind of competitive video game here. All right, let me pull this up so everybody can see this. This is Summer Heat Beach Volleyball, 21 years ago. Oh man, it had Sum 41 in there as the sound.
Oh,
nice,
edgy.
Dude. Yeah, look, proper attire.
Go.
When it comes to this, this is what we're missing. Look at the hips in this girl. Look at that. You can see her boobs from behind. This is high quality entertainment for the PlayStation.
I thought you guys would like it.
Blabs, you had no idea this game existed.
Yes, I did. What do you mean? I literally put it in there for you guys.
Look at that. Look at that. There is nothing wrong with this. Nothing. This is some good stuff right here. I mean, just saying. Go out and pick up a copy of Summer Heat Beach Volleyball.
Will you play it? I'm sure it's on Steam or something.
I doubt it's on Steam, but maybe
let's take a look.
Do a little digging right there. See if we can find Summer Heat Beach Volleyball for the PlayStation 2. Anyways, yeah. So hey, that's today in gaming history. Hey, look at this. Some great support.
It is Summer Heat Beach Beach Volleyball all video collection. Well, wait, why can't I buy it?
The videos.
I got really excited.
Yeah, you did. All right. Dimmy came in, says, yo, that legal mindset guy wasn't a lawyer. He is a criminal who left Florida due to debt and other legal issues. Suspiciously, when Ron DeSantis declared war on PDFs, you need to vet your partners, man. Okay. Thanks, Dimmy. Appreciate that.
We don't have partners.
Yeah, we don't have partners. We have guests and people who show up on the show. Followed up with says, confirmation on the previous super chat, by the way, Kiwi Farms. There's the thread right there, post 4 on the page. Now, look, I mean, I get it, right? We have people come on the show all the time, and Demi, I appreciate your support. People come on the show all the time. It's not like we do like a deep dig on everybody who comes on the show, right? This goes back to what we talked about last week with Dr. Disrespect, right? We stream with people all the time. We are like Flash. I like Flash, right? But I don't know the first thing about Flash, right? Flash, do you know anything about me?
I know that you used to own a big channel.
Yeah, back in the day, and we're growing this one, right? But at the same time, like, you don't know anything about me personally. I don't know anything about Blaz personally. We hang out a lot. We have good chemistry, like talking. So, for me to go in and do digging and spend 3 hours of research on
you should have got a background check on every guest.
Maybe we should. Maybe we'll just
send them an extensive application.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you like to come on this show? I need all of your personal details.
Still security
and will you
number.
please give us your bank pin? Thank you.
Absolutely. One. That's.
I have some news.
Oh yes, Blabs. Is this breaking news? Come on.
Well, no, this is volleyball on Mound Pro Beach volleyball. So not the same, but
don't want it.
I think it's got some jiggle physics too.
No, I want the PlayStation 2 one.
Well, I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Hey, check this out, by the way. Last week we were talking about how we need a breaking news thing, a breaking news graphic. We have a breaking news graphic. Check this out. We had a normal man create this for us. Check this out. Isn't that awesome?
Cool.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
like it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We just upped the show a little bit, which is great. I don't want to say the normal man's name because at the end of the day, I don't want to I'm not sure if it was okay or not, but either way, great stuff. So the show has gotten better thanks to you, which is wonderful. Miku says, breaking news. The Dawn is in fact Teflon. Thank you, Miku. Appreciate that. I'm assuming you're talking about the Supreme Court ruling that came down today. Shield Wall of Dragons is a brand new member. Let's go. That puts us at 1 today. Thank you so much, Shield Wall of Dragons. Lovely name. And Micah's Bad Knees says, with the recent Supreme Court ruling, expect a lot of new censorship on social media platforms, especially around election, cough, and medicinal topics. I don't know enough about that to really speak on it, if I'm being totally honest with you. So
yeah, me too. I don't know.
I mean,
get a lawyer on here.
Yeah, feel free to. Yeah, let's definitely not get on legal mindset though. No, Mike, fill us in more because I don't know enough about that to speak on it. And Mike D is a remember for 7 months. Says it's time for Blabs to do DOA Extreme playthrough. That's right, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Oh.
Yeah, DOA Extreme Beach
Why is
Volleyball.
Legal Mindset in trouble? What do you do?
Well, that's what they were saying about Legal Mindset. He's not a real lawyer, and that he fled Florida when things were going down. So, yeah, I don't know. They Can't Starve You came in with a 5 over on Rumble. Says, is Melissa Mercante still taking on all challengers? I will fly out of my own dime and fight that culture grifting bitch. Set it up, Flash. I mean, I think the idea is that in our conversations with everybody who has talked to her is that you pretty much just need to show up and punch her in the face because she doesn't want it to be like an official fight. You just need to fight her in a back alley somewhere.
Right when she walks out of a store building, like right as the door opens, you just got to run up and do it.
With that said, when I am hired as Kotaku's editor-in-chief soon, that'll be one of the first things that I set up is a fight between Alyssa Mercante and Mercante and anybody, Vera or whoever. It'll be great.
I would rather fight in the back alley than do the official ring fight thing. Because you have to do like training and stuff,
Yeah, that's true. And there's
time in the training. Yeah.
You show up and sharpen your elbows and just, just saying, you can't really use elbows in a boxing ring. It's true. Or kicks. B. Barrett came in with the two, says Blabs needs to see UHF. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
You know what Blabs thinks? So you know how you were just saying how we can't say the word fucking? What if we go in Shakespearean mode? How fancy would we sound and how articulate?
I don't know. You tell me.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes? It'd be so funny. Anyway, continue.
What are you talking about?
Fists or knives? I saw it, Chris Gore. It was great. The bike riders.
Is that actually Chris Gore?
Yeah, that's him.
Hi.
And Shane came into the 5, says, just to give a shout out to Lady Desiree. She's doing her 1-year anniversary stream on Kick. If you'd rather watch a streamer that can actually read, I would recommend giving her a watch. Yes, Lady Desiree has multiple talents, including the ability to read, unlike me. Everyone should definitely go follow her over on Kick. The only problem with Des is that she's doing it over on Kick. So we'll get over it.
So are we, though.
It's true, but we're spreading the love everywhere. Mike says the Supreme Court held that the government's efforts to pressure social media companies to remove or suppress content did not violate the First Amendment last week. Interesting. So you're saying that so pretty much the platform has the ability to judge what is or what is not acceptable, more or less. So interesting. All right, let's get into it, friends. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News.
Hard News.
All right, we always like to start off Hard News with just a nice little palate cleanser, little softball to get you going. Hey, remember like 2 weeks ago when the Tuah girl was all big and dandy and that was the viral meme, and it's still funny as shit, still great stuff. Flash, your thoughts on the Tuah girl?
Internet sensation.
Internet sweetheart for sure.
She saved Pride Month.
Making the rounds. I know what you're about to pull up.
Yep, she was at a Zach Bryan concert, which is a country song, country artist, and she was out and about in a major way, singing. Check this bad boy out right here. There we go. Let's go over here and check her out on stage. I'm going to mute this because I don't want to get flagged, but she's on stage literally with this guy. She is all about town right now. And actually started to do interviews for the first time, Blabs, by the way, just to point that out, But
yeah, I have tried to message her.
Of course.
I have failed.
That's okay.
Failed you. I
Is she on Twitter?
I don't think so. I have not seen her Twitter.
Well, I'll tell you what. So she's been making the rounds. She started doing interviews, and I think it's worthy. Like the fact that she got handed the microphone, by the way, at this and by the way, she sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's true. She can't.
She was horrible. And this is all because she was interviewed on a street while being drunk. Now, she was, when it comes to the Hawk
She looks
Tour,
good here.
Yeah. And you know what? She looks good here. This is before the concert she went out. By the way, pay no attention to the girl on the left's giant assets coming out of her shirt, or just pay attention to whatever you want. But she's doing this interview with the Hawk Tuah girl, which I don't even know her real name at this point. She's just, by the way, she'll forever be the Hawk Tuah girl, right? I think that's fair.
I think her name's Haley.
Okay. Well, we'll just call her Hawk Tuah girl. Hawk Tuah Haley. She's doing an interview with Barstool Sports here. And she was talking about like the creepers. Like whenever you have, okay, let me say this. This girl's claim to fame is more or less talking about a sexual act, right?
It's a sexual joke that she told, yeah.
Hawk Tuah, right? If you are a guy and you get with Haley Hawk Tuah, right? Isn't it almost expected at this point if you're with Haley? And if she doesn't do it, aren't you extremely disappointed?
She didn't do the thing.
Yeah, I want you to
I'm
do the
not
thing.
worthy.
I'm just saying, let's be real about this. If you're in that situation and you're with the Hawk Tuah girl and she doesn't Huak Tuah, aren't you immensely disappointed?
Yeah, I want to do the thing.
That's right. Do the thing, Haley. It's ridiculous.
I've also heard that she's been selling a lot of merch and it just says like Huak Tuah 2024 on it. And I don't know if this is accurate or not, but she sold like thousands upon thousands of dollars of merch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's doing this really
She jumped
well.
right on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for her. She's making a shit ton of money. She's set for a couple of years, I'd say.
Okay. So for sure, she's doing great and good for her. She jumped on the meme, making money, but she was interviewed about kind of like, you know, like I said, this is a sexual thing that's a big joke. It's funny. And she was interviewed about it and kind of some of the creepers associated with it. And let's just listen to what she has to say here.
Like, do creepy guys message you? Is it scary? Are you
Yes.
like, what the fuck did I do?
So the guy that does my hats, he got offered $600 like 3 days ago for me to spit in a jar and sell it. That is revolting.
Oh,
$600 for her to spit in a jar and sell it.
let's get that
Would
guy
you
on the
do
wall.
that?
What's that, Blabs?
Would you do it?
If somebody gave me $600, would I spit in a jar?
Yeah.
I think that's a better question for you, Blabs. Would you?
I don't think I would because, like, what if they give it to the government or something and they try to clone me?
You know he's gonna drink it.
It's like those ancestry things. What do they do with all your DNA afterwards? They know everything about you. Why would I want that?
Chat, would you, for $600, spit in a jar if they're going to give it to the government? Oh, my God. Yeah. McLeod says, what I'm hearing is $600 wasn't enough. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even know. I don't know what I'd do for $600, man. What's that?
How much spit? That's
Yeah, how
true.
much? What would you put in a jar for $600, chat? That's gross. Anyways, that's at least the Huak Tuah girl has values. Apparently, yeah, I guess.
Good for her.
Good for her. Oh my gosh! So congratulations, Huak Tuah girl, capitalizing on your success.
So gross.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You know he's probably gonna drink the jar. Ugh.
Well, you got to remember these are people who would buy bathwater from what is it, Pokemon?
Yeah, those two, get those people on the wall too.
Just throw them all on the wall, man.
We need another war, Craig.
We do. Why is that?
We need another world war.
Mm-hmm. We send them all out to battle.
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Yeah, but the thing
Like
is,
Operation Human Shield. You know, we just send all of the degenerates at the front line.
but they wouldn't survive.
And then they keep the skilled, talented shooters like kind of clear.
You ever
like
seen
a wall of people, and then you have the snipers in the back?
You ever seen?
They'll be the bait.
Yeah, you ever seen like warm butter get cut through by a knife? Right, that's more or less what it would be like. No opposition at all. Are you thinking? Or is this more of a culling for you? Is that what's going on here, Flash? Is that what you're suggesting?
Listen, they all signed up for war anyway when they put the
general now.
geriatric man in the office. So,
yeah. Well, listen, I'll tell you what. I would just like to say that I saw an interesting video about dementia this past week, and that was a very fascinating video that I saw about specifically Lewy body dementia from Dr. John Campbell. And I just want to say it was a very interesting video, and I think everybody should watch it. That also is on my timeline. I don't think people quite understood what I was raising awareness from. I didn't do a good enough job of explaining it, but I would just like to raise awareness for Lewy body dementia. So it's definitely worth a watch. Anyways, let us move on, shall we? But before we do, Nick came in and says, your channel is awesome. Hey, thanks. I was watching you talk about your time at Screw Attack, and it brought me back to my college days. Hey, thanks, Nick. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we had a good time back then. We're having a good time now. Lots of great memories to be had and lots of great memories to make. Appreciate that, Nick. Peter says, I don't know if you have him scheduled yet, but could you get Grandpa Gaming on the show for an interview? Oh, that's the guy who's the sniper, right?
Yeah, so I've reached out to him, but I've not heard a peep back from him. So
he doesn't know how to use
that guy's good at. I watched him play in a video. I haven't seen him play live, but
he goes live on his Instagram. So if you follow his Instagram, you can watch him play live. I think he goes live on his YouTube too.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'd love to have Grandpa Gaming on for sure. Miku says he's going to replicate the Huak Tuah in his dark room.
Oh.
Miku. Oh.
Anyway.
All right, let's move on. Hey, the Acolyte is everyone's favorite punching bag right now in the content world, really in just across the internet. I mean, it's amazing to see the partisan thought process on the Acolyte, right? Traditionally, and this is pointed out online, that if you're on the right or conservative at all, or in the middle, by the way, you generally don't like the Acolyte. Now, if you're extreme left, then you love the Acolyte. Apparently, most of society is in the middle or to the right. It's crazy because guess what? Viewership is down again. The Acolyte viewership declines for a second week in a row, nearly 60% decline from Ahsoka right here. So this is regular data. You can see it's still, keep in mind, it's still a top 10 show, right? This is a number 9 of 10 for the week, but you can see the percentage of it dropping from week to week, which means that people aren't necessarily staying with it as it's going along. So
question though, where are these like the stats from? Because what if Disney's just
Variety
making it up
posted
too?
that, but I think they're from Nielsen.
Well, this is from shared by analytics firm Luminate. So this is what they do. This is a firm that gets in and gathers all of this data. But if you really think about, like, look at what's happening in these shows, right? If you look at the top 10 shows here, Bridgerton is number 1 and number 3, right? At the end of the day, all Bridgerton is, it's a show for like stay-at-home, moms, right? And it's like a romantic, artsy fartsy, like old English style show. It's a set piece. It's a fantasy piece. Right?
It's basically a modern day Downton Abbey thing.
Right. By the way,
But like the star is fat. I just want to point that out.
Well,
She's a fat
Nicola,
woman.
whatever her name is. Yeah.
there's a lot of historical inaccuracies when it comes to that show, right?
It's so banana. And they're like, oh my God, it's so accurate. I'm like, if you want accuracy and you want that type of stuff, go watch Downton Abbey. That's actually accurate.
But if you look at the look at the 3 of the top 10 shows are Bridgerton. Then it's America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, right? Guess what?
That's the palate cleanser for after you watch Bridgerton.
People like attractive girls. Everybody does. And everybody likes, you either love or hate the Dallas Cowboys, right? But everybody likes cheerleaders. Everybody does. And then when you throw drama attached to it, there's of course, a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show would just absolutely dominate right here. Then you have Love Island and The Boys. I don't know what Perfect Match is, but you have like these murder mysteries, the mysterious disappearance of Sherry, Papini, like, okay, presumed innocence, and then you have The Acolyte down here, which once again saw a drop from week to week. But
it's important to point out there that's streaming originals. That's not even the top 10 overall. So that's just streaming original programming. It's not even in the top whatever chart, just everything. That's the only list it cracked. That's pathetic.
Right. But this is have you continued to watch this show, Flash?
Yeah, sadly. I haven't watched the 5th episode yet. Well,
I think that says a lot. Like, the people who are watching this show are the people who are creating content. That's kind of been one of the memes along the way is this is more people are watching people talk about the content than people who are actually watching the actual show itself.
It's true.
And like you see channels that are primarily Star Wars channels that have really clung to Star Wars, Geeks and Gamers, like Drunk 3PO. His channel's been doing gangbusters since he started, talking about this. And I'll tell you what, if you're a content creator and you're into Star Wars at all right now, like, that's a huge hole on our channel, huge hole, because like, I don't know anything about Star Wars. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. And that's like a hole that we need to fill. I need to get a Star Wars expert in here so we can create some Star Wars.
Rhino.
just the idea of creating content every week about a weekly show I mean, gangbusters for your channel, man. Gangbusters. I need to hire somebody who's a Star Wars expert. Maybe it is Rhino. Who knows?
I mean, he actually is an expert, and he genuinely loves it.
Yes.
He would be the one to actually have the passion for it, not just the money.
He knows everything.
Yes. Well, either way, it's been crazy to see the divide associated with Acolyte and how once again the overall reviews from the quote unquote media, I'm going to start saying access media. I think that's the proper way to say it. Access media, those who get access for favorable reviews. And then, your traditional non-access media, your YouTube media, et cetera, and just general normal men and their response to that. It's amazing to see the divide associated with this stuff. And it only continues as the show continues to decline week after week, month after month. Let's continue. Anzac says, I think the Disney investors are in on the money laundering scheme. Well, Disney... they also had, speaking of Drunk 3PO, they have a park hopping channel over in G&G, and they did a live stream out during the Tiana's Bayou opening. That's the ride that followed Splash Mountain. That was the kind of the redo of it. And there have been all sorts of bad things that have happened to that ride. It's been shut down more than it's been on. But it went live, and apparently they had issues on the first day as well. But Disney as a whole, man, it's such a mess between all the stuff that's happened over at Epcot and them just sanitizing that once beautiful park, and the changes that they're making. Like, this is not my Disney. This is not the Disney that I grew up with. And I understand that things change, but here's the reality of it: is that they're still making money. Like, yes, their shares have been flat, but the company is still, and you look at the revenue year after year after year, they're still making money. And which means they're going to continue to double and triple down on all the bullshit that we hate that apparently is still generating revenue. So I don't know what to say about that outside of
what was that?
that was me just slowly being sad.
Do you know that Pride Month?
Down for a second. I'm screen grabbing.
Pride Month is continuing over at Activision as they celebrate Disability Pride Month, and it still has the rainbow in it.
Wait, do we have breaking news here? Is this?
Yeah, I just posted this on Twitter, X, whatever.
Okay, hold on. We hey, it's a great excuse to use our thing. Here we go. Let's check it out. Okay, let's go to Yellow Flash's Twitter here, and see what you have to say here. This is brand new. All right, here we go. Let's check this out from Twitter or X. I'm sorry. Disability Pride Month. Fucking God. All right, here we go. July is recognized as Disability Pride Month in the U.S. Wow. So they just
did they make this up? I've never even heard of this.
This is the absolutely first time I've ever. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing here? What is this? We're just going from 1 month. July is recognized as Disability Pride Month in the U.S. and is a time to celebrate the history, achievements, and diversity within the disability community. Okay, wait, hold on. Is this like?
This is an email sent to employees. So,
is this disability or is this pride or is it both? Because pride is like the LGBT, or is this just like we're proud of being disabled?
Isn't being disabled already a part of diversity? So now you're celebrating the diversity in the disabled community, which was already a minority. So only the black disabled people matter, or only the gay disabled person matters? Is that what they're saying here?
Well, I'll read exactly.
Fuck you, white cripple.
That's right. Hey, all you white disabled freaks out there. No access for you. All right. Here at Activision, we strive daily to improve the accessibility features, in our games in order to break down barriers and ensure all people around the world can enjoy our games together. One of the most recent examples of our effort is with the launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, where we proudly have settings that are tagged for easier identification for specific motor, vision, audio, and cognitive adjustments. Updates on controller settings to allow fine refinements to motor effort and control benefiting players with motor disabilities. Opportunities for players to provide feedback and customize their experience, including options for visual impairment or color blindness. A low motor strain accessibility preset in the game, which allows players to decrease the physical effort needed to play. Wait. Oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever fucking read in my life. A low motor strain accessibility preset in the game, which allows players to decrease the physical effort needed to play. How much effort does it take to play Call of Duty?
Just give them the fucking aimbot.
What is it? What is it? What is it? I don't understand. Look. Okay, so we need to be clear here. This is not Pride, as in June Pride.
But they put a rainbow there.
There is a rainbow. Yes. It's not technically a rainbow. It's like the rainbow is owned, right? This is not the rainbow. This is somewhat of a rainbow. It's missing orange and pink and purple. It has some colors on it, but I'll tell you, you're right. It's borderline. It's
intentionally done.
Oh, 1,000%. Yes, 100%.
So it's not just Activision, mind you.
Oh.
It's like the world.
Oh. Okay.
So a quick Google. Somehow I landed myself on the U.S. Embassy and Consulates in Italy, and the Disability Pride Month celebrates Americans with Disabilities Act anniversary. So that's one thing. Something called partnersforsight.org, and this was published June 27th of this year. Disability Pride Month begins today, July 1st. And it's literally a whole thing about disability awareness.
Or are they going to fucking get in their wheelchairs naked and...
Hold on.
I don't think it's not about the pride that we think it is. It's not it's definitely not now.
No. But that just further goes into the idea of hijacking a word.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Because when you see pride, you immediately go, oh, right? Okay, you're right. Can I just say something that I think everybody wants to say, but nobody's going to say it, right? When somebody has a disability, you're already painfully aware that they have a disability. Just going to throw it out there. You see somebody in a wheelchair, guess what? You see it. Somebody's missing a leg, you see it. Somebody has some sort of mental issues, chances are you see it. Now, there are all sorts of diseases that have just kind of jumped out of the woodwork. Neurodivergent is one of them. It's a word that's not even medically like a real word. By the way, on my application,
I prefer retard.
I too am a retard.
Please time code that. On my application to Kotaku, by the way, I did put that I was neurodivergent, which was I think it was very. How are they gonna tell me otherwise, right? I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing. So, Blabs, can you do a quick Google search and see what we're going to be celebrating in August and what we're going to be celebrating in September and throughout the rest of the year, just so I want to make sure we're all on the same page as far as what we can be prideful of on a month-to-month basis. I think it's really important that we do that because I think every month there's always an opportunity to virtue signal, and that's what we're seeing here. Just puff out our chest. Look what we've done for you, friends. Look at this. Except that's not what Activision sounds.
So the month of August is National Dog Month, National Hair Loss Awareness Month, National Wellness Month, Medical Alert Awareness Month, Children's Eye Health and Safety Month, National Brownies at Brunch Month, Black Business Month, Spinal Muscular Atrophy Awareness Month, National Immunization Awareness Month, Motorsports Awareness Month,
let's go,
International Peace Month. Oh my God, there's so many.
Wait, Motorsports
Kindergarten Month, National Panini Month, National Goat Cheese, National Sandwich, Happiness Happens Month, National Back to School Month, National Crayon Collection, National Golf Month.
Stop.
The last one, National Eye Exam Month.
That's it. Listen, if you don't think
That one's
were,
important.
yes,
National Cat.
You don't want glaucoma.
okay. Back at Screw Attack 15 years ago, we did a skit about it was from Seinfeld. Remember in Seinfeld where I think one of the characters created their own holiday. I think it was called Festivus or something like that. So we did that at Screw Attack. We created our own holiday called Dia de Huevos, right? And people in our community legitimately celebrated it for years until we just kind of gave up on the bit. We should hijack a month, National Normal Man Month, and create it. And it should be the longest month of the year. Whatever, it's a 31-day month. And we should absolutely hijack it and create National Normal Day Month and make it an official thing. And that's what we're going to do.
Why not do July? Because that way you can tie it in with American Pride.
I think that's important, but I haven't enough. I just came up with this idea, so I don't really know what to do. How do you celebrate National Normal Man Month?
Now what? It's like the meme from Finding Nemo in the air bubbles. Now what?
Oh my God. Well, maybe it is. Maybe that's what we'll do. Okay, here it is. I'm decreeing. Here it is from this day forward. Let's see. Where's my? Oh, that's wrong. Here we go. From this day forward, July will be National Normal Man. No, from this day forward, July will be International Normal Man Month, celebrated by all throughout Earth and the entire galaxy. If you are a normal man, this month is for you. There you go. We've done it. We just created our first month. Congratulations.
It's about time men got a month.
That's right. Normal Man Month. This is good. I think this is important. We're starting it now. National Normal Man Month. We just, right now, mark it on your calendar. July 1st, 2024. The royal decree, which is important. So, all right, we'll get on to, we'll move on to Gladiator 2 here in just a second. But first, Miku says, the power of HOC, the power of Tuah, power of Disney. Thank you, Miku. Appreciate that. Tommy came in and says, don't Blabs love the space witches? Don't you love the space witches, Blabs?
No, I don't love the space with lesbians. Although I do like the ones from the Clone Wars. The witches, whatever they were. I forget
The
their
Night
name.
Sisters.
The Night Sisters. Yeah, the Night Sisters were fine by me. It's when they went on lesbian, I was just like, but wow.
I don't think the Night Sisters are lesbian.
Exactly, they're
I
not.
think they enjoy a
the new
little
witches
dick.
are. They all died anyway. They're dead. So it doesn't matter.
They're dead.
Because that one wanted to fuck Cal in...
Yeah, with Marin. Oh, man, remember Marin? They did her dirty. She was cute in the first game, and then she was like a man in the second game.
I didn't play the second one.
Oh, man.
Neither did I, but I just saw the
I played
images.
like 40 minutes of it, and for some reason, I just never went back.
It's not a good game. And it was
That's what I
broken on
hear.
launch, too, so...
First one is good. I like the first one.
Malik says, you disrespecting Downtown Abbey, Blabs?
Downton Abbey, and I would never. I'm a huge fan. I got the soundtracks, the movies, the shows. I have the tea. The actual tea.
My mom loves that show too.
It's a great show. The music, beautiful.
Kyle came and says, an ESPN reporter.
Sorry.
Funny. An ESPN reporter reported that NBA player Devontae Murray went from the Hawk Tuah. I got it. Went from Hawk Tuah Pelican. That's funny. He really said that without knowing. He said, "That's funny. That's funny. I like it." Yes, he was traded from the Hawks to the Pelicans. So Hawk Tuah. That's funny. Joey says, "Hey Craig, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I can probably help with Star Wars side of things." All right, Joey. Appreciate that. Yeah, send me a message. Send me a DM or something. Vault Dweller says, or Vault $5 says, do you think that Disney is tripling down because they can use park revenue to fuel Disney Plus programming? Cheers. Flash.
That's where all their money comes from is the parks. That's why they're still doing good, is because of the parks. But eventually, things will become full circle because they need the programming to be good to get people to want to go to the parks. Because the whole thing about that is that you're immersed in Disney. If you don't care about Disney, why would you want to go be immersed in it? So eventually all of this bad shit is going to come full circle for them. And I think they know that. And they're also kind of hiding things by raising prices all the time. I mean, it's easy to have high profits when you keep charging high dollars. And people will pay it.
Right. There's a lot of there's a lot of truth to that. The idea that once again, I just want to pull this up, and I think it's funny. Look at this giant thing I'm getting on my screen right now. It looks like you're using ad blocker. Yup. I sure am. But
Yes.
here's like their revenue, right? And it's important to this is Disney's revenue from 2010 up until now. I mean, it's 2010 36 billion, 2024, so it's tripled, right? More or less tripled over the last 15 years. Once again, this is only going to continue. They will continue to drive and drive and drive. If this keeps going up, nothing is going to stop. Nothing. This needs to go down. Which
that's to the park revenue, right?
This is just as a whole, the company as a whole,
okay.
Right? So, and it's only going to continue. So, Demi came back, says Disability Pride Month, isn't that redundant? Stay at Home Hippo says, afternoon, bro, chachos. Mercante is trying to get Smash JT banned from San Diego Comic-Con. He made a video yesterday about it. She is obsessed with a lot of people.
I watched it, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people who revolve their life around what other people are doing, and it's amazing. Whereas Smash is just over here trying to do his thing and talk about more or less hold people accountable. Like these psychos, man, it'd be a shame if something. It's the same type of thing that you're seeing with Sweet Baby Inc. It'd be a shame if somebody found out of the things that you did online. It'd be a shame, the veiled threats and all that bullshit. It's amazing. Thanks, Stay at Home Hippo. St. G says the Disability Pride Month is real as of May 2024. So this year they decreed it. All right. Good for them. Adrian says they finally made games accessible for games journalists. Kotaku can finally make those walkthroughs. There we go. Once again, when I am the editor-in-chief of Kotaku, I can't wait to just be like, Alyssa, I need 10. No, it'll never happen. She'd quit as soon as I came in.
You need to make her play the hardest game you can think of, and she cannot get any loopholes. She has to sit down and play the game. I think it'd be great. Live too, so we know she's not cheating or anything.
You're doing it. I don't understand why these outlets don't stream all their gameplay live. That's what I don't understand.
Because they're actually horrible at the game, so
let them be horrible. That's fine. At least show your experience. I think that's important. I think you want to talk about transparency. Let's show the process. You're playing the game anyways. Just stream it. Mm-hmm. Wheeling Through Life with Brian says, yes, this month is Disability Pride Month, which many people don't know. Brian, do you feel that you need this month to validate the idea that you have a wheelchair? I'm curious. This is a legit question. Do you feel validated by having this month? Does it make you feel better?
I like his name. Like owning it. I like it a lot.
That's right. Just going for it.
Yeah.
Space Digger says July should be American Pride Month. Well, it should be in America. Maybe we should have International American Pride Day. Lord J says if Pride Month isn't going to end, nobody should, neither should the Side Scrollers American Pride merch. Keep it going, Craig. You know what? Yeah, let's go. Everyone, go to the store right now. I think there's still $5 off. Go pick it up. The American Pride shirt right now, limited edition shirt, available till they're gone or until I want to stop selling them. Go pick it up right now. Appreciate that. Retromeister says, so because I'm autistic, I'm automatically labeled the alphabet soup? Go shove a rainbow where the sun don't shine. Need I say more?
Get him.
Thanks, Retromeister. Appreciate your support. Debbie says, December, so you can bring normal back to Christmas. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we have normal man month in July and normal man month in December because you can just do that, right?
This is my month now.
Do it all. I think it's important. And look at this. Valkyria Winter came in and says, I want World War III right now, but for jiggling, please. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Give her the jig. Give Valkyria. Well, there it is right there. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Normal men like
she
that.
Don't have to worry about no formula shortage.
Hey, Flash, what color are we going with today, man?
Let's go with red.
Oh, you know what? I'm out of red. Bump
Green.
Green it. Green's good because I still have a lot of green left. There
One
we
day I'll be able to pick what goes on the wall.
go. Nope. Always for the
Okay.
guest. That's right.
All right, never mind.
Sorry, Blabs.
I see. I don't count.
You count all of it. It's so important, Blabs. It's crazy. It is. It's important. Just not for what goes on the wall. Valkyria, thank you so much. All right, we're going to continue with your super chats, your direct donations, and all that stuff in just a minute. But let's continue on with some news. Let me go put this on the wall real quick. There we go, Valkyria. Appreciate that. And Blabs, go ahead and read these off while I put these on the wall.
All right, Snorum says Happy Normal Man Month. Happy Normal Man Month to you too. Yavi, nobody the furry Tard. But when's White Hat History Month? You're not allowed to talk about that. That's racist.
Every month
That's right.
White History Month.
Right. Tucker the White says, "Where's the Normal Man Pride Month shirts, Clag?"
Well, maybe that's the direction we're going to go with our merch this month.
And Hayden says, there was a trans Night Sister, so they may not all be lesbians, but they couldn't conceive due to the hormone replacement therapy, I guess. So they had to resort to warping the thread. Wait, there was a trans Night Sister? Where? When? Is that some new Disney book? I don't count. Anyway.
Hayden, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate that. That's awesome. All right, let's once again, we're going to get every single super chat, every single direct donation, every single Rumble rant before the end of the show. Thank you very much for your support. It allows us to do this every single day, Monday through Friday, and hang out with you guys. You guys are the backbone of what we do. Quick reminder, on Wednesday, I'm going to be watching a movie. Don't know which movie it's going to be, but I am going to be watching it. I'm leaning towards UHF. Hopefully, you guys head over to sidestrollers.locals.com and join over there. It is free to join. If you want to support, you can absolutely support, but it will be free to everybody over there. All right. Gladiator 2 is on the way. Have you been here? Oh, wow. The response, the visceral response from Flash. No.
I'm not. This movie doesn't need to be made.
Oh, man. Flash is tearing up. Oh, no. He's tearing up over Gladiator 2.
It's my Joe Biden voice.
Oh, no. He's got a cold.
It doesn't need to be made. When this first got announced, it just screams cash grab. Gladiator never needed a sequel. Also, Ridley Scott has fallen off the horse. All of his movies for the past 10 years, in my opinion, have been shit. So I think it's going to be a bad movie.
We have.
I saw the pictures.
Okay, well let's show them off to everybody else so everybody can see them with us. These are the first screenshots from Gladiator 2. It looks very Gladiator-ish, just saying it. You got I could see Russell Crowe in this exact same picture,
I think that's supposed to be the other guy. I think it's supposed to be Lucius.
Wait, that's Lucius?
I think so. I would have to look at the article. I just saw the pictures.
Wait.
I know because the movie stars Lucius.
Oh,
right?
Really?
Yeah,
From
he's
the
supposed
first movie?
Yeah, the kid. I don't think it's going to be the same actor.
Oh, shit.
But it's supposed to star Lucius. Last I read,
Lucius
this is his journey.
Kid.
Yeah.
Chat's like, Lucius Malfoy?
No.
Then we have Pedro Pascal.
People in the chat are saying that is Lucius.
Okay.
Not him. Pedro. I don't know who Pedro Pascal is playing.
You're literally making a movie called The Gladiator, and you don't have any actual ethnically Italians in there. I'm just confused as to
Well, hold on.
why.
Now, let's be clear about that, right? Because who was it? I just said his name. What was his name? The guy in the first movie?
Russell Crowe.
Yeah. Russell Crowe is not a Spaniard. Let's be
He's
really
Australian.
I know. I
Yes.
just think it's really stupid. Everyone's screaming and reading about, actually casting ethnically correct and everything. And, you can't even play a
Look,
Simpsons
I said
character.
fuck this movie in general.
Oh, I agree. But, everyone's like, oh, but you can't have the Simpsons character played by so-and-so. But then they go and do this also. So I'm like, so which is it? This is changing the history and everything. I just think it's really stupid.
Well, if you want to talk about changing history, let's talk about good old Denzel Washington showing up as looks like some sort of emperor or something, I guess, some sort of royalty.
Yeah, would he actually be real talk? Would he actually be some type of royalty back whenever 80 year this is? I'm gonna press X for doubt.
No, I hope he's not playing a fucking emperor. That is a joke.
He's clearly somebody wealthy. Look at
Somebody
his,
wealthy, yeah. He could be some dude that owns gladiators. I don't know. Because there's a big landscape in Rome is at its full power, so.
Right.
And everyone's reading because Denzel Washington's in it. Like, amazing. Listen, he's a great actor, but why is he in this movie?
Denzel's also pretty based. Denzel's also
he is.
Too, right? But also based to the fact
he could be a slave owner for sure. Like, I don't know. I would have to get a history expert to say.
Well, that's the first.
Visiting African king, says Eric. I mean, possibly, but
Yeah.
still.
If he's playing an emperor, though, holy fuck, that shouldn't be the case. That'll be a huge joke.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I think
guess we'll
it's
have
just
to wait and see.
unnecessary as everything else is of Hollywood today.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be praised when it comes out. The new Gladiator film, and people be Pedro Pascal is the best, blah, blah, blah. And whatever. We'll see. We'll see. Ultimately, the audience always decides, right? Audience always decides, and we'll see if they decide to go see this, which, it's based off the original one, or I guess the continuation, as you said, with Lucius as the lead character, which, once again, there's all these holes in this. Just hearing that for the first time, Lucius was a wealthy child, a son in royalty, a child in royalty. Why would he become a gladiator? I don't know. But then again, I guess I don't know. I don't even know. Whatever. We'll find out. Let's go back to some gaming stuff here. As Capcom has announced that today at 5 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Pacific, so in about 5 hours from now, they will have Capcom Next Summer 2024, a 25-minute event sharing info on 3 titles: the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, the new Konutsu, I don't even know how to say that, Path of the Goddess, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for iPhone. So we're going to get 25 minutes of that.
Who the fuck wants that?
Hardcore video gamers, Flash. Let's go. Let's see what they here's a 15-second trailer for them. There you go. Everyone get excited.
I like the music. It was groovy.
I'm kind of interested in that Dead Rising game. My question though is, are they gonna uglify all the women? And
Frank West. Frank West is legit. Awesome character. Love Frank West, and he's a meme in itself. I would love when that game comes out. I think that'll hit. I think that'll hit in a major way. And they just kind of casually announced that last week. But those who play, to me, Dead Rising is such a wonderful example of what a modern video game could and should be. There's creativity associated with it, but you have this kind of fun, snarky character that you can, more or less craft. You have some crafting element, and at the end of the day, your crafting elements to just lay waste to thousands and thousands of zombies.
We're getting on the lawnmower and just going to town. It was pretty fun at the time. There's never anything like that. And all of the NPCs in the game, you had hundreds of them on screen with you at one time. It was amazing.
Frank West, he's a Marvel versus Capcom 3. Frank West in Dead Rising was a very prominent game in the late 2000s, early 2000s. Because I think they made 3 of them. I think they made 3 Dead Risings, which, hey man, good stuff. The more Frank West, the better. So we'll see what they announce later today. Good for them. Good for them. I know there's a lot of people in our chat waiting with bated breath for Resident Evil 7 for iPhone. Sorry. Really excited for that one. All right, let's move on to some big news. Let's go over to the That Park Place for this next story. We've talked about Disney pushing their openly gay agenda, right? And I think we'd all be ignorant if we didn't think that this was happening in video games. And let's go to That Park Place, as John Trent has a great story saying from a piece from Gamescom, where Gamescom admits gay producer pushed queer agenda into video games with The Sims. We're all pretty familiar with The Sims. It's this kind of life simulator. It's been popular for a long time. It's a big EA franchise that generates a lot of money. But we have this article. I'll just read this off. Gamescom posted an X thread aimed at celebrating disordered lifestyles and highlighting a number of people pushing the queer agenda in video games. The company posted, "Pride Month is almost over, but that doesn't mean that queer matters will stop being important. Today, we want to by the way, what is a queer matter?" That's going to be taken.
Sounds kind of gay.
That's going to be taken wrong. What is a queer matter? What does that mean? I don't understand. Today, we want to introduce you to just a few of the many talented queer people that are integral parts of the gaming industry. Because whether you believe it or not, gaming and being queer can go hand in hand just fine. I think it's important to highlight this. Nobody cares where you put your dick as long as you do it in private. That's the thing that I just don't understand about all this stuff. Like, why are we jumping up and down, letting people know where we're putting our privates? Whatever. At the end of the thread, it highlighted John Facian, or Facian. The company wrote, "At last but not least, John Facian, or to say John, who has more or less on purpose pathed the way for queer characters in video games with his work on The Sims." And it goes on to talk about how he introduced the introduction of customizable pronouns. There we go, into EA, into the game. Says, "First, we started looking into the game itself to see how we could approach the addition of customizable pronouns. We went through a couple of different explorations, but ultimately, where we landed was to create a system that allowed for pronouns to be defined by the player and have those then be used in multiple different text strings. This was achieved through creation of new tokens or bits of text that are reused that support custom input from players." So there we go. We have pronouns in The Sims, and
really?
Yeah. So what's amazing about this is this was an idea. This is like when you look at like game development, people say like, what are the features that we want in this game? And then they explore how you get those features in. It's like if someone to say in an action game, well, we want a double jump or a triple jump or a dash or a dive or whatever. And you put these features, for a feature set for your characters. They sat down, they're like, he went out of his way to say, we're going to put pronouns in this game. And the fact that he's like it, I think it's almost kind of damning, the idea that he's saying customizable pronouns are like a gay thing or like a LGBTQIA plus 2S thing, right? Whatever. Because before this whole pride stuff, no one ever knew, like, pronouns are a relatively new thing. This is in the last 4 or 5 years. And to see them pushed into video games here, I had a conversation this weekend with a guy who actually it was a group of parents, and they were asking me what I do for a living. I was like, well, I host this podcast, and we talk about the video games and culture and entertainment and stuff. And they're like, well, that's weird. I can't believe you make a living doing that. And it's like, well, what you don't understand is that video games are the trickle down, and the trickle down of everything that happens in society starts in video games, right? And we talked about the introduction of these things, and they were blown away because most parents don't understand the trickle down effect that just even putting like your pronouns, they, them, z, zer, whatever, beep, boop into these games, the trickle down effect associated with that literally on society as a whole. And that is ultimately, I think, their goal. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Flash?
No, I think you're right. I would put it more than just video games, though, entertainment in general. I mean, a lot of that has reinforced things for the long time, like gender roles and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they've got in there to try to twist it up. And a lot of that is done to try to influence children and kind of change habits, without a doubt.
I 100% agree with you. Labs, do you have anything on that?
Nope, not really. I think it's all
Okay.
wild, bananas shit.
But once again, these are in all your games, kids. All your games. When it comes to these big companies, we're talking about Activision, EA. These are major, two of the biggest companies in the industry. Obviously, let's talk about another big company in the industry, and that's CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk 2077. This story is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. As executives at CD Projekt Red admit that Cyberpunk 2077 was not dystopian enough after visiting multiple cities in California. Did you hear about this, Flash?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so they did like a little show where they were talking about this. The game director, he was talking about how they created Cyberpunk 2077. They said that was not dystopian enough after visited multiple visits to California. They said they went in and there's an article, or is it down here? He says, while discussing his move to Boston, Sasko explained how it will allow the developers to fully be invested in American culture, where Cyberpunk 2077 takes place. He says, being from Europe is like interesting. I sometimes feel like I'm a camera and some other reality is just observing and taking snapshots. He then recalled, says, like, I remember us traveling a couple times to, LA, San Francisco when working on Cyberpunk. And then after we sort of did the game, we shipped it. And I did even more traveling now when I'm in the US. I see we didn't push the envelope far enough in some places. As an example, he pointed out the homeless crisis in California. He says, for example, let's say the homeless crisis, and so on. Like when I look at it, I'm like, we weren't far enough in 77. We thought that we were like dystopian. We were just touching the surface. So he's saying like that they were thinking, how crazy could it be? And then they went to California and they realized they weren't quite crazy enough.
Yeah, let's go check out Skid Row.
Yes, the executive producer who's also working says, he says, you're like, we had one homeless person in a tent somewhere. Yes. And in America, it's like, wow, like this, nothing. Like you need a whole city, So it's very different in some areas. Some of these areas where even when I played Cyberpunk, that you kind of see these things like that, and you're like, wait, sometimes like, oh, that's really bad, and you're like, no, that's barely scratching the surface in differences. On some of these differences, there's subtle differences. So yeah, I mean, like the fact that they're saying after visiting California, they realized they didn't push the envelope far enough in Cyberpunk 2077. Isn't that just a massive statement on just California as a whole?
Yes, but also you have to remember this is CD Projekt Red. And what we're talking about them for a couple months ago, the Menstrual Award and the Menstrual Cycle Diversity Award. So it's kind of coming back full circle. So it's like, you guys went so far this way that now you've actually seen, Anyway, I just think that's ironic.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's an ongoing thing with these companies, right? Some like they continue to go and every once I wouldn't even say this is based. I would just say this is based in reality. The idea that them going up and being like, whoa, this is way worse than we thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. And the fact that California as a whole, those in LA, those in San Francisco, like I said, I have friends in San Francisco who will not go outside because of literally the shit on the sidewalks and the things that are happening, in parades that we may get to here in a little bit, which is just a mess. Some other quick hits before we move on to this Ubisoft story. One Piece season 2 has begun production over on Netflix. Flash, you liked the
let's go.
It
got me into the source material.
Yeah,
that's how I'm like, what episode? I'm pretty close to 800.
Wow. Wait, 800 what?
Episodes.
You 800 episodes into the original series?
Yeah, I started watching it after I finished the Netflix show because I wanted more. And
Oh, shit.
yeah, I'm on Whole Cake Island now. They're fighting Big Mom,
Wow.
one of the 4 emperors, pirate
Okay.
emperors.
How many?
Not a real spoiler. You find out about the emperors pretty early.
There's 1,109 episodes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's still ongoing.
For the manga. Well, no, based on the manga, I should say.
So how many episodes did I skip? Maybe like 20. There's not a lot of filler in One Piece. It's
Cool.
kind of
Wow.
integrated into the show.
Well, then they do like a thing where you can, I forget what it's called, but they like consist it all down to you and only have you watch the episodes.
Yeah, I want to watch. I want to watch the actual show that everyone else did. I skipped all that. The One Piece. It's called One Piece, and a lot of people told me to watch it, but it's like I'll just get through it when I get through it. And
Damn.
I've been enjoying it. I took a break for a minute, and I just started watching it again recently. It's a great show. I never would have got into it without this Netflix show.
I agree. I very much enjoyed the first season of One Piece on Netflix. I thought it was just entertaining, and isn't that what you want from shows? You just want to be entertained. You want to be able to turn off your brain a little bit. I also another quick hit. George R.R. Martin has teased an Elden Ring movie or TV series, some sort of media coming out of this. This is obviously the Game of Thrones author. He was talking about, he says, in a post on his blog, the Game of Thrones author wrote about winning awards, and in doing so strongly suggested an adaptation of From Software's masterpiece is indeed in the works. He said, and about those rumors you may have heard about a feature film or television series based on Elden Ring, I have nothing to say. Not a word. Nope, not a thing. I know nothing. You never heard a peep from me. What rumor? So
It's funny. I think Neon says it best. Finish your series, fatso.
right.
He still hasn't finished Game of Thrones yet. He's left it.
Yep.
You're never going to see that get finished.
That's sad.
I think he's going to die before he finishes the books.
Oh, I 100% agree. 100% agree. All right, let's move on to this Ubisoft story. We have that, and we also have a little bit of Dr. Disrespect news from over the weekend, which, that is a story that continues to go, but the twists and turns of it are insane. So we'll get to that in just a second. Once again, guys, see all your super chats. We'll get to every single one of them, every single direct donation and Rumble rant, including Miner says, "Word up, my ninjas and ninjet blabs." Hey, Miner, thank you very much. Maximus says, had to do a double take seeing Blab's hat. Thought it was a MAGA hat. Not that would be a bad thing. Hayden came in, says, the top 3 institutional investors of Disney are BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. They control 5% of the world's total wealth and tons of retirement accounts. They have money even when park fails. Thank you, Hayden.
That retirement account thing is scary.
Very scary. Yes. Talking about those companies in Vanguard and such. Durag Bob Iger says, I told Bob not to get rid of Splash Mountain, G. Thanks, Durag Bob Iger.
That's what Bob Iger to Durag. Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Jason says, I need huge dong awareness month for guys like me. Hey, Jason, way to project, buddy. Way to go.
Well, Jason, be careful what you say, because remember what Arch said a couple weeks ago? If you have a really big dick, it means you have a really small brain.
Uh-oh. Yes, we learned about that last week. Thank you very
Greek
much.
mythology.
Yes, Greek lore, for sure. Kratos came in and says, hey, I'm coming in late to the show. Did I hear that July is International Normal Man Month? Not sure how we can make it wiki official. Seems like anyone could just make those up and add them. Yeah, absolutely. Which is why I encourage somebody to make that up and make sure that International Normal Man Month is a thing. So if anybody wants to go to Wikipedia and go create an International Man Month, an International Normal Man Month Wikipedia article, that'd be great. Just saying, you have our permission as the creator of International Normal Man Month. You have my blessing. For sure. Simon says, look up Nick Cave's Gladiator 2 script. Is that the guy who's writing it, or is it just a leak online?
Isn't like Nick Cave a singer?
No, you're thinking of Nick, the guy who was the husband of Jessica Simpson. That's who you're thinking of.
No, I swear, Nick Cave is a singer. Yeah, a singer, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds and Ginger Band Man, whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds awesome.
He's Australian.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Let's go to our thumbnail story today, our lead. As Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, that's French, by the way, says that he is dismayed about, quote, malicious and personal online attacks directed at team members, company's community manager, and the company's community manager appears to have animus against white men. Well, we've talked about the community manager before over at Ubisoft, but the CEO stated that he's dismayed by alleged malicious and personal attacks that have been directed towards Ubisoft team members and partners. In an interview with Lucy O'Brien, Ubisoft's director of editorial communications that was published to Ubisoft's website, Guillemot was asked, "I'd like to end with a two-part question. First part, what dismays you about the games industry right now?" He responded, "One thing I'm concerned about right now is the malicious and personal online attacks that have been directed at some of our team members and partners. I want to make it clear that we at Ubisoft condemn these hateful acts in the strongest possible terms. And I encourage the rest of the industry and players to denounce them too. I am proud to support the amazing work of our teams and partners, and I will always trust their creative choices. We should all celebrate the hard work and talent that goes into making video games." So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the problem. Yes, Flash.
Go to hell.
I think
what I have to say to him.
This to me really falls into the idea
disingenuous piece of shit. Nobody's doing any. They never show any receipts. It's because your games are pieces of shit, and this is just deflection. To try, there's no real criticism here. It's just a bunch of bigots. Just a bunch of asshole bigots of dumb white people.
And to further that home, I think people are conflating the idea of hateful acts and malicious and personal online attacks with criticism, right? That's what's really happening here is people are criticizing Ubisoft and the developers of the game like they've never seen before because people are seeing the nonsense that's happening with these games. Like, if you don't think that there's a direct correlation associated with the influx of the identity politics, the DEI stuff, and the criticism that these companies are seeing, I guarantee you that if you were to look at a chart that went this way, up for the amount of all this stuff that's being injected into the game, you would see probably a greater push of criticism associated with that. A chart that would be very similar as far as criticism associated with this stuff. I don't understand. Like, I think he's doing what a CEO should do. It's like, I don't like you criticizing my employees, right? These are hateful attacks, blah, 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 blah. But that's really what we're talking about here. People are being critical of Ubisoft Grums is one of the guys who's kind of pointing a lot of this stuff out. He's the guy who kind of has, the target on him, so to speak, when it comes to a lot of these issues in video games, pointing out the nonsense that's being associated with it. But this is the fallback that you see continuously with these type of people, right? Is the idea that anytime there's criticism, it immediately gets morphed into malicious and personal attacks. That is not the same as criticism. Criticism is not the same as that. You cannot and this goes back to, if you want to dive even deeper into this, people's feelings are hurt because people are criticizing their work, right? So that's what ultimately they're attacking me. Blabs, do you think that it's fair when people criticize, I don't know, us or a show? Do you feel like they're
allowed to say what they want.
But Blabs, I've been maliciously and personally attacked online.
Well, it depends on what these people are actually saying.
Now,
if they're like, I'm going to go and grape your child or some wild shit, then it's like, holy shit. But if they're like, you suck.
Block them.
Well, no, blocking, you can't block because then they just use that against you.
Cares.
The best thing you can do is mute.
Who cares? No. Man, I started blocking people. I could care less.
Yeah.
could care less. You know, like
I guess it's a win-win then. You can put your little trophy up, and I don't have to see your annoying ass.
yeah, I think it's pretty fascinating to see the victim card be thrown out so quickly, and that's pretty standard. I don't know, Flash. Is this an issue in the gaming space, or is this an issue with society as a whole?
Both.
I think that when it comes to something like this, you know, there are parallels, and here's one of them, by the way. As in a totally unrelated story, Ubisoft Toronto has seen some layoffs with reorganization as they have fired 33 more people. Once again, this has been a bloody year in the video game industry.
Going to get worse too.
It will continue to get worse as layoffs will continue. A targeted realignment for its team resulting in redundancies in order to ensure it can deliver on its ambitious roadmap. We are committed to providing comprehensive support to employees, including severance and career assistance to help through this transition. So there you go. Once again, and as pointed out, 45 Ubisoft staff were affected by layoffs earlier this year. You know, there we are. So they will continue to complain.
What games were they working on there? What did it say? I saw Prince of Persia and
Prince of Persia: Sands of Time and the Splinter Cell remakes. So
okay,
yes, there we go. It is a constant thing in the industry where people are fearful for their jobs, especially if you're doing the job of somebody else. That redundancy will not fly anymore. We're long past that point, and it will continue to go. But once again, if you criticize, you are the problem, guys. Just consume and like it.
Oh my god, no, I have to rant about that. So anytime I post a short on YouTube about Hogwarts Legacy and I call out all the bullshit that happened in that game, oh my god, just consume, just like the game. You're a racist, you're a bigot. I'm like, okay.
My favorite thing in that game is that trans bartender. You going, hey.
Oh, dude, that's so insulting if you think about it.
Look,
they literally used like a female model and then used
because it was originally a woman, and they just changed the voice, and because they modeled it after an actual woman, you know, they have to do it some way. So they gave it like the most manly, deepest voice. It's like, hey guys, I serve you Hogwarts people all the time.
The best part is that they're actually like, oh, I'm not actually a wizard, I'm a witch. They actually have that, by the way, Craig, in the game. They actually straight up say, I'm not a wizard, I'm a witch.
I'm a witch, Harry.
Yeah, I'm actually a witch. Have a put a mirror on me, fellas.
By the way, look at my penis. Just like
yeah.
Oh my god.
That game's still fun to me because of what it did to all those crazy JK haters. I loved it. I loved that whole movie.
It was not a win, regardless.
It was a win.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't play the game, Blabs. I care less about the game.
I do. That's the problem. All you guys ruined it for the real fans like me. Thanks, Flash.
For the real fans.
All that screeching that game caused, it was amazing.
Nah,
it was
not
so
for the real
fun.
fans. The real fans actually suffered. Thanks.
Fight.
I'm not fighting. I know I'm win. I'm a win.
But Blabs, hey, listen, I'd really appreciate it if you'd stop the personal attacks and malicious and personal attacks on Flash right now.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. I know. Listen, we've had Dr. Disrespect news every day for the past week, and this is a continuation. We didn't get to talk about it, but once again, I think in the interest of the story, it's important that we do talk about this. I know some of you guys are tired about it, tired of talking about it, but it is something that is worthy of discussion. All right, and this comes from Legal Mindset, but there is more here, and this actually, the origin of the story is from Slasher. Okay, so there was we'll just start with the original piece of this, and this was apparently Twitch did report Dr. Disrespect to what's called the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This was back when they were illegally recording whispers by the duck. in 2017. A full investigation was authorized, and no wrongdoing was found, and no illegal activity took place by Dr. Disrespects. So no arrests were made, and no charges were filed. So now, and it's not really worth talking about, right? But there is a theory that he has been framed by a Twitch employee who then acted as a minor, kind of like what you see with these like stings online, right? So there's that ongoing side of things. Now, Slasher, the guy who reported this, who had the Rolling Stone article, came out and said this is in response to Grums asking the question, says, did Twitch bait Dr. Disrespect by pretending to be a minor? This is nuts. He responded, says, no, this is not real. Dr. Disrespect being reported to that organization is from my reporting. The rest is fan fiction. Like I said, this is a story that has
not the police.
Yeah. So
what is, and so it's a nonprofit kind of organization. And do they have any members of law enforcement? I don't know anything about them. Like, why didn't you just send it to the police? Oh, wait, because Twitch would have gotten in trouble.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point in all this. Blabs, will you do a quick Google search for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children so we can figure out a little bit more about their jurisdiction and if they have any jurisdiction at all? And I think you nailed something on that, Flash, right? And this has been this is the ongoing theory that I actually very much disagree with Melanie Mack on, right? The reason why all this data hasn't come out is because Twitch doesn't want it to come out. Because if it does come out, guess what? Guess who's the biggest one who's fucked? It's not Dr. Disrespect. It's Twitch. They're the ones who are screwed, and screwed in a major way, because there's so much bad that is coming from this. Labs, did you find any information about this?
Yeah, so actually I was just typing in the private chat. So I found the website. It doesn't, just real quick, it says the website is funded in part through a grant from the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, Office of Justice Programs, U.S. Department of Justice. So it does have some government, funding.
Okay. Which is funding, though, but not...
Neither the U.S. Department of Justice nor any of its components operate, control, are responsible for, or necessarily endorse this website, including, without limitation, its content, technical infrastructure, and policies, and any services or tools provided.
You're right. You're right on this, Flash. Like, this doesn't make sense. Why would you? And maybe this is a question that needs to be asked of this Slasher guy, right? The idea that, why would you report this to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children when you could have just called the cops? When you should have just called the cops, right? Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And I think there's definitely some layers to that. Now, I'm sure that this organization has connections to some sort of law enforcement. Positive.
Could do a great thing. I don't know a lot about them. Maybe I like... organizations like that look out for kids.
1,000%.
There should have been. They should have sent. Once you find out that he was talking to a minor, it should have went to the police. And this 17-year-old thing, like, I also want to point out that came from some fake email. Like, we don't know anything about that email. I don't know why people are latching on to 17. We don't know how old the kid was. We have no idea.
Or girl, we don't know anything.
That was I'm an anonymous guy, and I know this for a fact. It was a screenshot. It wasn't even like a real thing. So I'm not latching on to 17. I don't know how old that girl was. He made piss poor judgment, and you think he would have had better judgment. None of this excuses the fact that he did this and said he did it.
Mm-hmm. He said it.
Well,
minor.
And the whole "I had no intention" thing, like that. You ever seen any of those like predator poacher videos or anything? Every guy that gets confronted by these like vigilantes, every single one of them says, "I had no intention. I was just going to watch the movie with them." Fuck Twitch and fuck Dr. Disrespect.
Well, it's a lot of people have really, come through the woodwork to really, obviously Doc has lost his monetization on YouTube. He obviously lost his his deal with Twitch many years ago. He's lost pretty much, I believe.
Oh, well, guess they shouldn't have tried to fucking talk to a kid.
All right.
Don't know what to tell you, Dr. Disrespect fans.
Now, with that said, and this does tie into video games, as what we saw with the tail end of Pride Month in San Francisco, in Seattle, in Toronto over the weekend, right? We saw just total degeneracy over the weekend as people are celebrating all sorts of fucked up shit, right? We saw men, primarily men, walking down streets totally nude in these cities. Not nude has like a almost a positive spin to it. Straight up naked, right? These are naked men flopping around there with their wangs out, with, you know, these are parades going down a center downtown area with children around them, and they're being celebrated. And to tie this back to gaming, we saw this from this X account. It says, from Kangman Lee, says, what gays are doing at Pride is objectively worse than what Dr. disrespected. Dancing naked and performing indecent sexual acts in front of children. Instead of being canceled, they're celebrated by the same people who canceled Doc. Clown World. And this just goes back to, look, if you have a bar, right? And by the way, some of the things that you saw in like San Francisco, there's videos of this guy getting his, like, he's in a kiddie pool and
he's getting blown in it.
Well,
fucking
yeah,
gross.
he's getting blown in it. Then he's rolling around in urine and getting peed on and everything. All of the above.
Right. And
yeah, there's some girl squatted over him and pissed on him.
And it's disgusting, right? But
the fetish zone, that's what it was called.
This is taking place in California. Once again, how this ties into Doc, this is taking place in California, the same state that Doc is doing this in, right? So and to be clear, Doc hasn't been charged with anything, right? And neither have these people. But those who are taking the moral high ground on Doc need to take the moral high ground on these people as well. And that's the thing that drives me most crazy about this. Instead of clapping like a fucking seal, realize that these people who are pissing on themselves in public, whether it's a private event or not, they're doing it in public. That's fucked up, man.
They should be in jail. Last time I checked, public indecency and disorderly conduct is a fucking offense, at least a misdemeanor. But that sexual shit they're doing, that's a fucking felony, I believe. But no, it's all good. It's all good in California. They don't care. It's disgusting. Just walk around naked and get oral sex now and pissed on.
And this is a long thread here. But I think that it's, we've seen this an ongoing issue with when you say like, just, hey, protect kids, right? People take that as like, somehow that's seen as a negative thing by some people. And you've seen that with Nick Merckx. Like, that's the most fucked up, stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. The idea that that's a controversial statement. And I got no interest in that. Blabs, you pulled up the rest of this statement from this gentleman. I want you to read this off really quick from Kangman here. All right.
From I didn't get a chance. Is that what you're asking about, or about the cancel pics?
This is right here.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to comment on the Dr. Disrespect situation because I was away. What the doc did is 100% morally wrong. He should not have been talking to a minor inappropriately as a married man. It's low life, terrible, and scummy. I will never excuse it nor refuse to condemn it. But the cancel pigs who were outraged about Doc for being a pedophile are quiet, celebrate, or even participate in these pride parades where adults do the most disgusting, depraved actions imaginable to each other in a public in front of children and even for children. They do not care about children's safety and innocence. They just want any excuse to destroy the lives of anyone remotely to the right of Hillary Clinton, politically and ideologically. Do not be gaslit into believing that sending spicy messages to an alleged 17-year-old is worse than these pride parades where they perform kink and sexual acts on each other in front of children. Where are all the big creators who disavowed or condemned Doc for his inappropriate actions? Where are they now? Why aren't they calling out this disgusting degeneracy from the LGBTQ? And he has a point. You're muted, by the way.
Right. Sorry.
We all know why. It's because the LGBTQ are the most protected group in America right now, and you could risk your entire career just by publicly disagreeing with them. They're the only group that can do illegal acts legally, and the government and megacorpos will actively protect them and punish normal people like us. They could be public perverts and pedos, and they will not get punished for it. In fact, they will be praised for it. The West has lost their moral compass in any sense of moral grounding. And I would not scroll down if I were you.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
He's
not.
right though.
Yeah.
They're all out there celebrating it, and then they go to these little pride events. They're a bunch of hypocrites, but they love seeing people get canceled though. It's their blood for the blood god.
This is so past the idea of, we just want equal rights. We just want to get married. Like, okay, cool. At no point did I think anybody like, I really want to be peed on in public. And if they were, I think people would have scaled back a little bit as far as, their acceptance of this whole thing. It's amazingly depraved behavior, and honestly disgusting. It's crazy. Malik came in with the 5. Says Denzel also has a movie in the works where he plays Hannibal the Carthage. I'm not joking.
Yeah, it's
true.
a Netflix movie.
All right, here we go. Demi came back, says breaking. Alex Rosen, best known for exposing PDF files, and getting them thrown in prison, was banned on X last night for exposing a deep politician.
Yeah, so he's currently been suspended. However, you have to think that maybe he was just mass reported as, from certain people, and then that would get him a temporary ban.
I actually support him on Locals.
Wow,
he's really good because he gets all these guys on camera. It's got to be hard what he does. He gets all these guys on camera, and he's real nice to them, and is like, "Yeah, man, would never report you to the police. Like, you just messed up." And gets these guys to spill everything on camera, and then he calls the cops on them and gets them arrested.
Nice.
It's great. But man, he acts really nice to them, and they just spill the beans on everything. He gets a lot of convictions. Actually. He's effective at what he does. Predator poachers. That's their little group.
Okay. Hey, real quick on a side note, this finishing up this Dr. Disrespect story. This actually just happened. I had no idea this was a thing, which once again continues the rundown of him losing all his sponsorships. Here it is right here, as apparently Subway has ended its sponsorship deal with Dr. Disrespect. So the internal memo has instructed franchisees to immediately remove any signage depicting the streamer and to remove his signature sandwich from all menus. I had no idea that the doc that
I think it's fake, but they're making a joke. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say,
that's
isn't
funny though.
Subway's like original, the weight loss guy, wasn't he like a child diddler or something like that?
It's like a Subway Jared thing. Yeah, that's what's going on there.
It's funny. That's funny though. It's a funny little meme, funny gag.
Like, Subway got again. Oh, that Jared shit, man, that was bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
because he was like the face of their company.
Yep.
Like, oh shit.
I don't know if I've actually been to Subway since that happened. That's how much that affected me. It's like, I don't think so.
I've been there since they got rid of Italian sauce.
Wait, what Italian sauce? What do you mean?
They got rid of it. They don't have Italian. You have to get these like low-fat Italian packages now. Like, you can't give me Italian. They don't have it. They have some new Parmesan sauce.
The best sandwich at Subway is the meatball. Let's be real.
Oh, it's great.
Meatball, like, it is great. Noodle says, I actually own Summer Heat Beach Volleyball. Played it at a friend's house and really enjoyed it. Sure, it's great.
I bet you did, Noodles. I bet you did.
Flame Mage came in as a member. Thank you so much. 3 months. Demi says,
Italian dressing. Sorry, I'm saying Italian sauce.
YF2 is going to love the arc. Yellow Flash. Arc coming up soon. Well,
One Piece.
Yes, in One Piece.
Wano. Yeah. I hear Wano's great.
Breezy says, I watched One Piece episode 1110 last night. New episodes every Sunday. Took me over a year to catch up. I watched Netflix, then I got into the anime. There you go, Breezy. Thank you so much.
Nice.
That's
what makes that show so good is it actually got people into the source material. Like that's like a huge win, in my opinion. Like that was able to do that.
Agreed. Yeah. I 100% agree. That's the idea, right? Is you want something that's so fun that it get people to go back and look at the previous stuff. Great stuff. Demi came in and says, oh yeah, BlackRock has $30 trillion, almost as much as the U.S. national debt. It's because they buy up all the real estate / food companies too. They're literally buying your right to live away. Thanks, Demi. Trooper Doze came in and says, sup bro chachos, bro chat boobs.
Bro chacha boobs. And bro chacha Craig.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Can Normal Man Month have a side hoe of Booby Awareness Month? Go hand in hand. Giggity. Yes, we will also make sure that there is a Boob Awareness Month this month.
Isn't that Women's Month in like March or whatever it is?
No. There's listen. There just needs to be simply Boob Awareness Month.
Isn't that like Breast Cancer Month?
No, not breast cancer, just boob. That's it. Stay-at-home Hippo came back and says there's an online petition in Japan trying to bring awareness / criticism to shadows and trying to go against the rewriting of history. Also, DEI hire has animus towards whites, but works for one. Yeah, I did see that. There's this. It's another online petition, and it's only asking for like 25,000 signatures. 25,000 signatures is a drop in the bucket when it comes to video game companies, AAA companies. If they're only selling 25,000 copies, they're royally fucked. If they're listening to 25,000 people, they got to think of the bigger audience. But I mean, it does show that. Well, okay. Here's the reality of it, though, is that yes, they're asking for Japanese people to sign that, but the reality is it's probably going to be a bunch of people from the West who sign it. So let's just be realistic. Doc Mars says if your company is in entertainment, there will be critics. They need to grow up here and suck it up. Speaking to Ubisoft, thanks, Doc Mars. Anonymous Gamer says we got one more would-be performer for Bink's sakes, boys.
Saki.
What? Oh, Bink Saki boys. Okay, looking forward to hearing you chime in, Flash. Yo-ho.
I love that song.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's like just a tune that pirates sing in One Piece.
Oh, okay.
It's actually really catchy.
JR says Blab's comment about Blab's comment section for Legacy is also so salty.
It's always so salty. LOL. She could make a salt mine. It's hilarious. It's true. I get angry people. Craig can't read. It's fine. I'll continue because bless him. Honey Badger says layoffs will continue until games improve. Correct. Dummy says the NVMEC is a joke. It's sort of like the cyber tip line thing for the FBI. It's about as laughable as tagging the McDonald's employee on the FBI Twitter. Thank you, Dummy. John says Pat Buchanan was right. Is that Buchanan? Yep. Yeah, okay. Thanks, John.
I love that picture. That's such a great movie.
Yeah, remember for 6 months. Thanks, Pat. Wow, that's a name. The Elemental Hero, the Shadow Link Dragon, Wolfgang, member for 1 month, says, I think the problem with Ubisoft or devs is that they're facing what Hollywood movies and TV shows are facing the same fate and that are pushing many things. Yes, the agenda. And then Yavi says, celebrate pride in school. Screech at the Bible.
Screech. That's right. They're so upset. Commodore fan says, I was born half blind, partly deaf in both ears and on the high functioning part of the autism scale. But I find this disability pride a bunch of BS. I just want to be seen and treated as a normal person. And I have a feeling others like me do as well. Commodore fan, I guarantee you're not alone in that. Thanks for not being a victim. Appreciate that. Nathaniel Brown also picked up the American Pride t-shirt. It says the rainbow is God's promise. This shirt represents the real Pride Month. USA, USA, USA. Thank you so much, Nathaniel Brown. Vanish Mantle came in, picked up the American Pride shirt as well. Says just in time for the only Pride that That should matter as an American. There you go, Vanish. Appreciate that. And 90 Dragons came in with a $15 direct donation. Thank you so much, 90 Dragons. Says I played the original Cyberpunk tabletop RPG. They did the setting as written, which was written by Maximum Mike in the 80s. The ideas were on exaggerated gentrification and crony capitalism. Nobody predicted a series of leaders with actual malice in mind. Thanks, 90 Dragons. Appreciate your support. That is spectacular. Also, over on Rumble, Siver says, let us not forget that pride is a sin, and no surprise. So no surprise, the activists won. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Siver.
Truth.
Followed up, it says, yup. Rand Paul celebrates Festivus every year with a long list of crap our holidays pay for. Abomination came into the 2, says, never knew disabled people exist. Definitely never been any media of cybermetrics, prosthetics, and centuries of knowing the existence of peg legs and hooks and eye patches. Nobody knew FDR was disabled. That's right. We're just now learning these things, which is good. Abomination says, my thoughts on Activision. Number 1, adding more text to the game settings. Woo. Number 2, ability to rebind controller. Shocking. And number 3, they only now going to listen to the player feedback. Number 4, play for me mode. That's right. Going back to the things that they added. Siver came back, says, queer means taking down late stage capitalism for socialism using sex. Thanks, Siver. And B. Barrett says, just because Hogwarts Legacy is crap doesn't mean the ring from the left can't be hilarious to watch.
Yes, thank you.
Well, you're right, but at the same time, it's not a win, and that's my point.
They tried real hard to make that game fail. Didn't happen.
It's never gonna happen. It'll never fail. It's truth.
Tech Support Gaming says, hail normal, man. Thanks for introducing me to Paul Hadouken. Just commissioned him to do my stream intro. I'll link you guys when it's done. Let's go. Love to see that. Paul does phenomenal work.
We have a locals tip that I'd like to read out.
Yes.
Silk Skinner, I think that's how you say it. Sorry. It says, I have a very simple response to Ubisoft. I just don't give a damn. Or me ne frego for historical spiciness, which means me ne frego niente is I don't give a shit in Italian.
Let's go. All right. Good stuff. Demi says at Nathan McCartney, they're primarily a DEI investment firm, but real estate. Asmongold talked about one of their rent unions. The reason rent is so high. Thanks, Demi. Appreciate that.
The thing that you forget about Hogwarts Legacy is it showed all of these loud ass fucking losers that nobody gives a shit about their causes or cares about them.
Oh no, it's true. But
And that was a big hit in the face for them.
Man, I still get people screaming and crying on my Instagram every once in a while. I had commented something on an official Harry Potter account, and it got like a shit ton of likes. It was like 200 or whatever it was. And this one random dude was like, oh, but J.K. Rowling. I'm like, J.K. Rowling has nothing to do with the post, which was about merch. So it's like amazing that it lives in their heads rent-free.
Thank you, Asnik. Appreciate that. Sun Wuku came in and says, ahoy, ahoy, hoy, y'all. Appreciate that. Dave Landau fan. Adam came in and says, with the exception of From Software and Nintendo, I see no reason why I should buy any AAA games. If AAA can't make anything fun, they deserve to lose. Agreed. Mm-hmm. Bebop says, Harry Potter sucks. O'Doyle rules.
Oh, you.
Oh, you. And Bob came in and picked up the skateboard shirt and another piece of merchandise. Says, thanks so much, guys. If you ever need a game store owner / technician to reach out for whatever, hit me up. Also, my name isn't Bait. My nickname long ago was Nicka Bob, and I made the account back then. That's why I just said Bob. Thank you very much for picking up the merchandise. Greatly appreciate that.
Thanks, Bob.
Go ahead, Blabs, with these.
Taker says, I saw the most ironic thing on Facebook. It said you cannot self-identify as an LGBTQ ally. It's just something you are. Makes sense, doesn't it? What? Anyway.
You can't. Okay.
You can't be an ally now, according to Facebook.
You just gotta be it. You can't self-identify.
You just wake up one day and you're, there you are.
That's right.
Glowing. Anyway, Hayden says, does being a filthy QWES gamer count as a disability? If it doesn't, it really should. Rebinding keys just enables them, though. Break the degeneracy. What does QWES mean?
I think that is how
The
you play your
QWERTY
game.
keyboard thing?
Yeah, that's people who play. Usually it's WASD. Some people play upside down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, Hayden?
Yes, Hayden, my boy.
Thanks, Hayden.
Appreciate that. All right. Oh no. Sorry.
What?
I would just scroll. Listen, as we scroll, we're always looking for news. We're looking for breaking news. And I just saw this from Smash. Fucking A. God damn it.
If we give her more attention, she'll never go away. What is that? Close the list up for a second.
It's Jim Sterling.
Oh, fucking Jim. What'd you do to yourself?
Who is that? Whatever.
That's Jim Sterling.
I don't want to know.
What happened, Jim?
Clearly, fake boobs. Actually, no, maybe he just has man titties that he likes to pretend are boobies.
Yes. Jim Sterling was a fat guy who yes. Okay. Poor
Anyway.
Jim. Poor fucking Jim. All right. Sorry, got to reset
He
my
needs a
brain.
medallion.
I need a break after that.
Not
That's
you.
ridiculous.
The
No,
other one.
I do. That's like just seeing that makes me sad. All right, let's get out of here. Appreciate everybody popping in today. Thank you very much for your support. You guys are spectacular and fun and everything in between. I would love for you guys, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and go subscribe to Yellow Flash 2 over on YouTube, where you can find all sorts of news on the channel, on his channel right over there. We'll have another video going up a little bit later on today, some sort of highlight from the show. Make sure you guys pop in and check it out. Once again, no show on Thursday. It's July 4th. We are going to have some sort of celebration, but let's be real. Most of you guys are going to be out doing the 4th of July thing. But I do encourage you guys to, once again, tune in every single day as we got something going up on the channel. With that said, guys, appreciate your support. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, and check that out from
Look,
Demi.
Demi came in and says, about Hogwarts Legacy, one of the things I was canceled for was playing it. They said since I was trans, JK would burn me or something. That's crazy.
I remember Pippa got canceled for playing that game too.
Hey, Demi, this is a legit question. When you see this shit going on in San Francisco, right, with dudes like peeing on other dudes and going into the BJ thing and like in kiddie pools and stuff, does that upset you? Like as somebody who's trans, right? And those of you who are gay and like, look, we have a wide variety of people who watch us. It's not just like white dudes, right? We have everybody from all walks of life that watch this show, right? And as you grow, that's only going to continue. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of critics say about the show is I know for a fact that our audience is wide and diverse, right? Not because we're trying to be, just because we are speaking common sense. I would love to hear their perspective on these things, because when you see stuff like this, if like when I see somebody walking down the street with a Grazie flag, that's embarrassing to me. Right.
Most of them want to just be left alone.
Yeah.
And want to live their lives. It's the activists that are really the worst ones. Right.
All right, Demi. Thank you, sis. I think it's disgusting. There you go. They do not represent me. There you go. Good for you. You're excellent. Excellent. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate all your support. I'll be live over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel in a little bit playing something. And then don't forget, head over to the locals page. That's just go to sidescrollerspodcast.com. That'll redirect you to the locals page, sidescrollerspodcast.com, and become a member over there. It's free to do. If you want to support, you can do it over there. With that said, guys, have a great rest of your day. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.